Hello, my dear students. Today is lecture number 5 in atomic structure, and we are going to discuss important matter, namely black body radiation and Planck's quantum theory, which is the utmost important, which is the main basis for the Bohr's atomic model. And now, black body already we discussed it up to some extent in the previous class. Once again, you can take a hollow sphere here, which is coated with platinum black. This platinum black will be functioning as a black body. Later, this is heated to very high temperature, say 2000, 3000, 4000, like that. It is heated to high temperature and stop. What happens? Now this black body, after absorbing all the radiations, it will be emitting the radiations because it is a perfect absorber as well as emitter. So this black body is now emitting radiations. As this hot black body is emitting radiations, they are also called thermal radiations, different from the light radiations. Light radiations coming from the sun, that is different. And this is thermal radiation which is obtained from the hot black body. And what is the nature of these thermal radiations? Every radiation will be characterized by its frequency as well as wavelength. And now, the experiment is recorded in the form of a graph. All types of radiations are being emitted there. Low wavelength radiations, high wavelength radiations, high energetic radiations, low energy radiations, average, like that. And a graph is drawn in between the two variables. One is the lambda wavelength radiation emitted. Different wavelengths are being emitted there. And the other one is the intensity of the radiation. Lambda 1 wavelength, how many of these are obtained? Lambda 2 wavelength, how many are these obtained? If more number of the some wavelength is obtained, you have to say that wavelength is more intensified. As the intensity is increased, the number of that particular wavelength will be increased. And in this way, you have to draw a graph in between these two variables. One intensity varying here, lambda varying. When a graph is drawn, this sort of graph is obtained, showing a peak here. You can observe, it is gradual increase, reaching a peak. From there onwards it is falling like this. You can start from this or you can start from this. In this way it is going like this and coming and going this and coming. There is a peak in between the two curves. Now, if you think that the classical theory of radiation is true, it has to explain this black body radiation. Actually, according to classical theory, as it is emitting radiations gradually, it will be giving a sharp curve, like continuous curve like this, where this sort of curve is to be obtained. As the time goes on, and low energetic radiations will be coming, and the wavelength of the radiations will be increasing gradually. This sort of curve is to be obtained according to classical theory, whenever the body is emitting radiations like that. But here, if you plot a graph experimentally, this is the graph which is shown by the black body radiations. That means this theory was unable to explain the phenomenon exhibited by black body. To explain this phenomenon, Max Planck introduced a theory which is called Planck's quantum theory. He explained this theory by using a quantum word. So now we have to go to that Planck's quantum theory. Planck's quantum theory. This is more important due to the main basis for Bohr's model. According to this theory, every radiation emitted by black body it will be having discrete packets of energy. Small packets of energy will be carried by every radiation. So, the radiation is emitted in the form of energy packets. It is not continuous. This is continuous. But this idea was broken. If you think that the radiation emitted by the black body has energy packets which are discontinuously emitted, this is discontinuous theory. Then we can explain this phenomenon. How? You can take here more number of radiations. This is one radiation like this. This is another radiation like this. This is third radiation like this. We are having several radiations like this. All these will be having certain wavelengths. And here, if you take these radiations, all these are having different wavelengths, different energies. It is moving in the form of wave. This is the wave form of the radiation, which is continuous. Wave form is continuous. Wave form is continuous. But according to Planck's theory, he introduced a small packet of energy which is associated in every form of radiation. So this is the packet of energy. This is the packet of energy. These are the packets of energies associated with the radiation. Every radiation will be having small packets of energies like this. This is emitting these radiations. Energy packets will be emitted, not in the form of wave, in the form of packets of energy, small packet of energy, discrete packet of energy. And if you take this radiation, which is having smaller wavelength than this, the packet here will be somewhat large. Of course, along this will be uniform, the packet will be somewhat large. This is the imagination. If you take still further the other way, which is still smaller wavelength, the packet is still greater, like this. We will be having greater packets of energies. If you take this, still we will be having still greater packets, greater packets of energies it will be having. In this way, every radiation will be associated with discrete packet of energy. And that discrete packet of energy is called quantum. In this way, quantum is introduced. Every radiation will be possessing small packets of energy. Each packet of energy is called quantum. And here, in this case, this is the intensity and this is the wavelength. This much wavelength will be having this number of waves. Similarly, as the wavelength is increased here, the intensity is also increased. Wavelength is increased, intensity is increased. It is reaching a maximum value. That means this is the lambda maximum. The hot body is emitting this lambda maximum radiation, means these radiations having lambda value will be maximum among all, because its intensity is more and more. Lambda maximum means the wavelengths carrying this lambda value will be more and more among all the radiations, and so this is the lambda maximum. Other wavelengths will be smaller than this, that is why their intensities are less. And here you have to note one point. This lambda maximum value depends upon the temperature. Suppose this is the lambda maximum value obtained at 2000 degrees centigrade. 2000 degrees centigrade. If you take another temperature, suppose this is heated, black body is heated up to 1000 degrees centigrade, then the lambda maximum value will be shifted to higher wavelength like this. Like this. This is the lambda maximum value. When the experiment is conducted at 1000 degrees centigrade. In this way, the temperature is increased, lambda maximum value is shifted towards lower wavelength. Shifted towards lower wavelength means higher frequencies. Okay, this is the Planck's quantum theory. Every radiation is composed of tiny particles of energy. Those are called quantum. And the value of quantum, what is it? The energy of quantum is given by the equation E is equal to h into nu. E is equal to h into nu, where h is called Planck's constant. Here h is called Planck's constant. H is called Planck's constant. Nu is the frequency of radiation. As the frequency of radiation is increased, energy associated with the radiation is also increased. That means quantum value is increased. And here one more point you have to remember, the quantum value depends upon the radiation, and as the quantum's value can never take the fractional values. Always it will be having whole numbers. Whenever the body is emitting radiations, discrete units, those will be in the form of whole numbers but not fractional values of quanta. That never be obtained. This is how to understand. Just one example I want to give. Now, let us consider a radiation. Radiation is in the form of wave. Waveform is always continuous. But same radiation is possessing energy in the form of packets of energy, which is called quantum. So, emission of quantum in the form of packets of energy is discontinuous. This is discontinuous and this is continuous. But both are interlinked. They are present in the same radiation. So, radiation is having the continuous form in the form of wave, discontinuous form in the form of energy packets. Both are embedded in the same. That is why discontinuous and continuous both are interlinked in the radiation. That is how just we can give some examples. And here I am taking one example here, potato, a big potato. The matter inside this is always continuous. There is no discontinuity. This is continuous matter. Continuous matter. It is a continuous matter. There is no discontinuity at all. And here, when this potato is chipped into fragments, small pieces it is chipped into small pieces. These are the small pieces. This is obtained from this. This is the discontinuous form. And here, each fragment is very useful. And this each fragment so obtained from that is called quantum. That is the meaning of quantum. This is continuity. But in the case, same substance is converted into discontinuous form, and that is obtained in the form of quantum. This is the relation between quantum as the discontinuous matter and continuous matter in the form of wave form. So this is the way you have to understand. Continuity and discontinuity both are present in the same radiation, and that is why radiation is having the wave form, wave nature as well as the particle nature, because this is the particle carrying some energy which is nothing but quantum. And so here this is the packet of energy. Now we can give some lot of examples here, but time is not sufficient. Second important point, already we discussed E is equal to h nu, where nu is the frequency of radiation, h is the Planck's constant. We can write the values of constant h, already we discussed there in the characteristics. And here, second important point, a body can radiate or absorb energy in the whole multiples of quantum. Whenever the body is emitting radiation or absorbing radiation, it will be absorbing one quantum, or two quanta, or three quanta, or n quanta. Never it will take the fractional values. Quantum can never take the fractional values. Of course, the quantum value will be depending upon the radiation. As the frequency is increased, the quantum value is increased. What is total quantum means? You can take the total quantum, total value of energy is equal to E is equal to n into h nu. N is the integral multiple. N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. In this way, it will take the example. In this way, it will take. And the whole multiples, never fractional value of h nu will be present there. How to understand this? Just one simple example. You brought money from a bank. Different notes are given. One bundle is carrying 2000 rupees notes. One bundle will be having 100 in number, and each note value is equal to 2000 rupees. This is one bundle. And here, quantum value is equal to 2000 rupees. One quantum value is equal to 2000 rupees. And frequency is more there. And in this case, we are having 500 rupees bundle. Bundle means 100. 500, each note value is 500 rupees. This is one bundle. Another bundle, we are having 100 rupees notes. 100 rupees notes into 100 numbered, that is one bundle. There are 3 bundles. Here quantum value is 2000. Here quantum value is less. Frequency is less, quantum value is decreased. Here still less, still frequency is decreased, quantum value is decreased. That is how to understand. Now it will never take, quantum never takes the fractional values. In what way you can understand? A simple example here. 2000 rupees. If I asked you 10,000 rupees from the bundle, you will take 5 notes. 5 into 2000 is equal to 10,000. If I ask 50,000, you will take 25 notes. 25 into 2000 is equal to 50,000. In that way you can give. You can give multiples of 2000. Suppose I asked you to give 3,000 rupees from this bundle. I asked you to give me 3,000 rupees from this bundle. Is it possible for you? Can you give me 3,000 rupees? You can take one note, 2,000. You will take another note. You can take another note that will be having once again 2,000. If you want to get 1,000, can you tear it? When it is torn apart, the value is completely lost. For nothing it is used. And so you cannot tear it. So that is why you cannot get the fractional value of 2000, means you will get the multiple values of 2000 only, 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 100. Similarly, here you can take 500 rupees notes. I ask you to give 5,000, 10 into 500, 5,000, 10 notes you will give. If I ask you to give 1,500, 500 into 1,500 you can give. But if I ask you to give 800 rupees, can you give? 700, can you give? 600, can you give? 900, can you give? It is impossible. You cannot give the fractional values of these. Only 1 into 500, 2 into 500, 3 into 500, 4 into 500, like that you can give, not fractional values. Quantum is also like that. You can take 1 quantum, 2 quantum, 3 quantum, quanta, plural number. That is the modification. Similarly here, 100 rupees notes, you can give 1 into 100, 200, 300. Suppose if you ask me to give 250 rupees, is it possible for you? 50 rupee note is not there, you cannot get the value. Multiples of 100 you can get, not this, not this, not this. That is the meaning of quantum, which takes the whole numbers only. It will never take the fractional values. That is the meaning of quantum, which takes always multiple. That is why we are writing as E is equal to h nu, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Of course, the radiation is wavelength is increased, E energy is decreased, the quantum value is decreased. You can take that quanta in multiples. But you cannot take the fractional values of that quanta. This is the meaning you can give to the quantization. In this way, radiation will be having both wave form which is continuous and energy form which is discontinuous. Both the qualities are embedded in the radiation. Particularly, this is black body radiation. Now, this is quantum, of course, plural is quanta. Quanta is plural. Now, Einstein, great scientist, founder of E is equal to mc square, main basic principle for the mass energy equivalence. Einstein extended this quantum theory also to all the electromagnetic radiations. All the light radiations are electromagnetic radiations. Already we discussed nature of radiation in the form of electrical wave as well as magnetic wave, and the propagation of light is in the perpendicular direction to both these. And all those electromagnetic radiations are also possessing the wave form along with the energy form also. The same idea was extended by him to all the electromagnetic radiations. Of course, small changes made. Quantum is applicable to the black body radiation. thermal radiations there you are considering. But in this case, you are taking the light radiations, cosmic rays to radio waves. All these radiations you can take. And these light radiations are also having energy packets, and that small packet of energy is called photon. This is called photon. So quantum is replaced by photon. The value of photon, E for photon, how much is it? It is also h nu. Or simply you can write it as E is equal to hc by lambda. You can use both. So this is the photon. Photon also takes integral multiples only, never fractional values, just like quantum. So great idea was interpreted by Planck's quantum theory, sensational, and using that now structure of atom was completely reviewed and modified. And here what are the important applications of the quantum theory proposed by Planck's quantum theory? In this respect, in his honor only, this H is introduced, which is called Planck's constant, which is treated as universal constant, just like velocity, just like gravitational force, like that. Applications. First one, this is most important. In 1905, Einstein applied quantum theory to explain photoelectric effect. Very important. Theory is for Planck, but he introduces that idea to the photoelectric effect, completely explained the photoelectric effect basing on this theory, applying photon and quantum, for which astonishingly Einstein got Nobel Prize one day. Origin is Planck, Nobel Prize is to Einstein. That is the first one. Second one, Bohr completely utilized the quantum theory. Everywhere you use the word quantum, quantum, quantum. Everything is quantized. When you say that it is quantized, you need not raise any doubt at all, because it is quantized. In this way, Bohr also applied quantum theory to explain the structure of atom completely, and in particular, hydrogen spectra, all the types of spectra in hydrogen, all the series in hydrogen spectra were completely explained by Bohr. And third one also you can take to explain Compton effect, which is also proof for particle nature of the radiation. To prove the particle nature of the radiation, quantum effect can be taken as well as the photoelectric effect. And now we have to discuss the photoelectric effect, which brought Nobel Prize for Einstein. So let us try to explain photoelectric effect. Now let us consider the photoelectric effect. What is meant by photoelectric effect? Photon means photon obtained from the light radiation. You are taking here a metal surface on which certain radiation having certain frequency is made to fall on it. Thereby, the electron present at the surface or electrons present at the surface will be ejected. The ejection of electron by the photo radiation on the metal surface is called photoelectric effect. The electron ejected here is also called photoelectron. This is the photoelectric effect. The electrons present on the metal surface, they make certain bonding, internal bonding, and whenever they are taking the radiation is also having certain quantum of energy, and when it is made to fall on the surface, this quantum of energy is absorbed, quantum of energy is absorbed by the electron, and that is sufficient to remove the electron from the surface. Then only this effect will be caused. If the energy is less, the electron will not be emitted out, will not be ejected out. There is no photoelectric effect. So this radiation which is made to fall on the metal surface should be having more energy, or at least that energy required minimum energy to remove the electron. And so here, whatever excess energy is present in this radiation, even beyond that ejection of electron, then that excess energy will be utilized for the kinetic energy of the ejected electron. And so here, this is the equation you can write. Energy of the photon, this is the energy of the photon, is equal to energy required to remove the electron from the metal. Remaining energy, that is kinetic energy imparted to the ejected electron. So whatever radiation is made to fall on the metal, a part of it will be utilized to remove the electron from the surface, remaining part will be utilized to increase the kinetic energy. This is now, you can think here, nu is the frequency of the radiation. Nu naught is the minimum energy required for the metal. That minimum energy is contained in this radiation nu naught. So nu naught will be carrying some energy which is sufficient just to surpass the energy required to remove the electron. And so H nu naught is the frequency of the radiation having threshold energy. That means minimum energy contained there. And here plus kinetic energy Ke is equal to half m square. Here the wonder is this H nu naught is replaced by W by I in the strain. He introduced this as the work function. Basing on the work function, he explained the photoelectric effect. And so H nu, the energy of the photon, W, minimum amount of energy required to remove the electron, work function that is W is equal to H nu naught, and kinetic energy, excess energy is absorbed by the electron, and it is utilized to increase the kinetic energy of the electron, which is outgoing electron there. And so now for this only, actually for this work, this is what you call Einstein's equation also you can write. For this only he got the Nobel Prize. And here once again I can write here H nu is equal to H nu naught plus kinetic energy. Kinetic energy will half m square, and therefore we can write it here as K and Ke is equal to H nu minus H nu naught. Ke is equal to half m square. Where v is the velocity of the electron, m is the mass of the electron, half m square. So this is the photoelectric effect. Now we can take examples like this. I am taking a potassium metal surface. I am also taking cesium metal surface. Potassium metal surface, cesium metal surface. Now I am taking UV radiation. UV radiation, when it is made to fall on the potassium metal, electron will be ejected out. Electron will be ejected out. So energy associated with the radiation, UV radiation is more, and that is sufficient to remove the electron from the surface of the potassium metal. And here, if you use other radiation like infrared radiation or red radiation is made to fall on potassium, electron will not be ejected out. That means energy associated with the red radiation is low, and that energy is not sufficient to reach the threshold value, and so electron will be there. Whatever energy received, that is internally used to get the excited state, that's all. Electron is not ejected. On the other hand, if you take the red radiation on this and make to fall on it cesium metal, electron will be ejected. So in the case of cesium metal, ionization potential is low, as a result of which electron will be easily ejected by using less energy radiation. So you can take here red radiation, and this red radiation made to fall on cesium metal, it is able to eject the electron. So this is what you call threshold energy here, threshold energy here. Threshold energy in the case of K, mu naught in the case of K is greater than mu naught of cesium. Every metal will be having its own threshold energy values. And so basing on the metal, mu naught value will be depending. So this is the way of explanation given by Einstein, for which he was awarded Nobel Prize. Finally, one point to you, just for understanding. Light with frequency nu falls on the metal surface with intensity I. Intensity of the radiation is I. Its frequency is nu. And the metal emits X number of electrons per second with average energy E, kinetic energy E. Now, the question is, what will happen to X and E when nu is doubled, when I is doubled? Nu is doubled means what is going to happen, just you have to understand. When nu is doubled, frequency value is doubled. It's not its intensity, its value is doubled. And thereby the number of electrons, you are taking metal surface here, radiation here, electron is ejected. Its intensity, its value is increased, nu is increased. Whatever extra energy is there, for that the kinetic energy of the electron will be increased. But number of electrons emitted per second remain the same. Whatever extra energy is there, that will be utilized to increase the kinetic energy only, but not to eject more number of electrons. And so, when the nu is increased, X will not change. Number of electrons emitted per second remain the same. But the extra amount of energy that is associated here with frequency nu is utilized to increase the kinetic energy. When this is doubled, this is also doubled. And this is doubled, this is also doubled. But X remains constant. And in the other case, intensity is increased. Intensity means number of frequencies nu will be increased. Number of radiations having nu is increased. Each frequency of radiation is emitting each electron. If the number of waves are increased, what happens then? Number of electrons emitted will be increased. And so here, when the I is increased, intensity is increased, number of electrons emitted, them will be increased. And there is no extra energy like this. So, for all the emitted electrons, the kinetic energy remained the same as previous case. And so in this case, when intensity is doubled, number of electrons ejected is also doubled. But the value of the kinetic energy for all the electrons, if you take average, that remains always the same. So this is the point you have to grasp. And some other problems are there, but whenever you are doing the problems, don't forget unit substitution. In the numerator value as well as in the denominator value, unit substitution is more important. Nanometer is given. If you want to write the value in MK system, you have to always write meter. You are taking the H value also, H Planck's universal constant, already we studied 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 27 erg into second. This is the CGS system. And this is equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 erg into second, joule into second. When H is substituted in this value, you have to always use MK system. Length in meters and weight in kgs. Time always seconds. When this unit is used, length is always in centimeters, weight always in grams. Don't forget, substitution the values, decide the other values to be kept there, to be used there. So that the precaution you have to take while doing the problems. Lot of problems are there, and for this class, it is sufficient. Okay, thank you one and all, and don't forget, please subscribe my channel, namely GSS Chemistry channel, a single word, GSS Chemistry channel. Don't forget of subscribing my channel. Thank you very much.